What's up with y'all, man? It's your boy David. We are back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to the most brutal betrayals in history. With that being said, make sure y'all like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We already know Julius Caesar gonna be on that list of most brutal betrayals in history. You only gotta say too much about it. You know what I'm saying? A2, Brute. You know what I'm saying? But let's get straight to it.
Number 1.
Hope y'all having a good day though. No cap, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? We've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, get into it, get some more videos out. You know what I'm saying? It's the start of the new week. Let's just do what we can. You feel me?
1. The assassination of Julius Caesar.
But now I ain't gonna lie. Before I even let this video start, getting stabbed damn near 20 times is some nut ass shit. That nigga was, bro, the first nigga stabbed him, Julius grabbed his pencil and stabbed that nigga back. That's some gangsta ass shit. But unfortunately, his main nigga, Mark, not in the room. So that shit just, he was cooked from the start.
It's March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March, and Julius Caesar is walking into the Senate. He's at the height of his power. He's been declared dictator perpetuo, dictator in perpetuity, and Rome is essentially his. He's reformed the calendar, distributed land to the poor, granted citizenship to conquered peoples, and transformed a crumbling republic into something that actually works. Not everyone is happy about this, but Caesar figures he's made enough friends to protect him from his enemies. He's wrong.
Shit crazy, man. Caesar was really showing niggas mercy. And that's probably why he died. He showed niggas way too much mercy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, he literally had a statue of one of his biggest ops that he forgave right behind him as he got stabbed to death. Like, bro, he showed niggas way too much mercy. Like, I would have been, but if I was him, but I would have been a hacker slashing niggas. Niggas would have been gone. I would have got niggas removed from Earth, boy. What the fuck? Crazy, man. If any nigga would have went up against me, they would have had to die. They can't live. I can't let them live. They can't make it. No, I will not let them make it. Either you, my friend, either you with me or you against me. Ain't no nuance, nigga. That's it. Point blank, period.
Caesar takes his seat. A senator named Tullius Cimber approaches and grabs his toga, pulling it down off his shoulder. Caesar is annoyed. "This is violence," he says, and then Casca, standing behind him, pulls out a dagger and stabs him in the neck. What?
Damn. This some bullshit. This hurts my soul to look at, bro. I can't even. Man, fuck. Mind you, like he literally, like an oracle told him that like he was literally gonna like, bro, die today or some shit, bro. Like, fuck.
Follows
And then nigga, this shit tragic. The paddock
is one of the most famous murders in human history. 23 senators draw concealed daggers and descend on Caesar in a frenzy. They stab him 23 times. Caesar tries to fight back at first, but he's surrounded. According to some accounts, when he sees Marcus Brutus among his attackers, a man he considered almost a son, a man he had personally pardoned after the Civil War, a man he had mentored and promoted, Caesar stops resisting. The ancient sources differ on whether he actually said et tu, Brute, or if that was Shakespeare's invention.
Man, that shit. I know that shit hurt. If that was what Shakespeare wrote down, that just proves how much of a fucking genius he was with a pen. That nigga said that he basically said, "You too, my nigga, you too." Breaks my heart. I was like, oh, I remember reading that shit in high school, 9th grade year. But that nigga said, but okay, I was reading that shit. They had me reading his line. I was like, because we basically had the book and we were just reading it, and I was reading it out loud, acting like I was Brutus. Nigga, I was like, "Hey, two, Brute." Nigga, my heart broke. Nigga, I was like, damn. He was like, "You too, my nigga? You too? You my God? You too?" Fuck, shit crazy, man. Broke my heart, nigga.
But the look
It's some BET shit, don't count.
on his face when he saw Brutus was apparently enough to haunt everyone who witnessed it. Caesar collapses at the base of a statue of his old rival Pompey. The senators stand over his body, their togas soaked in blood, and congratulate themselves on saving the Republic. They hadn't saved anything.
They didn't save shit. They went into war immediately, and and all the people who stabbed them got fucking annihilated, bro. Either they got annihilated or they committed suicide. Like, shit crazy, bro.
The assassination plunged Rome into over a decade of civil wars that killed hundreds of thousands of people and destroyed the very republic the conspirators claimed to be protecting. Brutus and Cassius were hunted down and killed. Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, eventually emerged as sole ruler, and became Emperor Augustus, the first Roman emperor.
Mm.
The conspirators murdered Caesar to prevent one-man rule and ended up guaranteeing it. Every single one of them died violently. None of them got what they wanted. Caesar had reportedly been warned not to attend the Senate that day. A soothsayer had told him to beware the Ides of March. His wife, Calpurnia, had nightmares about his death and begged him to stay home. He went anyway.
Damn.
When you think you're untouchable, warnings just sound like noise. Number 2. The fall of Constantinople's last ally. It's 1453, and the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II is laying siege to Constantinople with an army of 80,000 men. The Byzantine...
Damn, nigga, that's all it took to lay waste to that motherfucking city? I thought it'd be at least 100,000. Shit. And that nigga walked in with a little ass army and just smoked y'all boys. That's crazy.
Empire, once the mightiest power in the Christian world, has been reduced to basically just the city itself and a few surrounding villages. Emperor Constantine XI is defending the walls with a garrison of maybe 7,000 men.
Yeah, you were fucked from the start. Even on defense, these types of odds are terrible. You were fucked from the jump. You had no shot, nigga. You were cooked. No shot, no chance.
Including a contingent of Genoese mercenaries led by a soldier named Giovanni Giustiniani. Giustiniani is good. Really good. He's been holding the most vulnerable section of the walls, the Mesotation, against everything the Ottomans can throw at it. For nearly 2 months, he repels assault after assault.
Damn.
The Ottomans have...
And then he stabbed them niggas in the back. That, bro, could you imagine having Levi Ackerman go against the motherfucking Eldians? That shit would have been some... they would have stood no chance, bro. Aaron would have died.
A massive cannon that can hurl 600-pound stone balls, and Giustiniani's men repair the walls every night after each bombardment. Against impossible odds, Constantinople is holding. Then, on May 29th, during the final assault, Giustiniani is hit. Accounts vary. Some say it was an arrow, others say a bullet from an early firearm, others say a crossbow bolt that found a gap in his armor.
All we know is that he got shot.
The wound isn't necessarily fatal, but Giustiniani panics. He asks Constantine for the key to a gate in the inner wall so he can retreat to the rear and get medical treatment. Constantine begs him to stay. Your wound is not serious. Stay at your post. We need you here. But Giustiniani insists. The gate is opened and he's carried through. His Genoese troops see their commander retreating and assume the battle is lost. They pour through the open gate after him, abandoning the walls.
Damn.
The Ottomans see the sudden gap in the defense and pour through. Within hours, Constantinople, the city that had stood for over 1,000 years, that had survived dozens of sieges, that was supposed to be impregnable, falls. Emperor Constantine XI charges into the oncoming Ottoman soldiers and is never seen again. Most historians...
Man, they turned that nigga to lunch meat. That nigga died the minute he ran into them, bro. No cap.
believe he was killed in the fighting, and his body was never identified. Now, whether Giustiniani's retreat was a betrayal, or simply a wounded man making a human decision under impossible circumstances, is debatable. He died of his wounds a few days later on the island of Chios, but the defenders who watched him leave through that gate, the men who stayed and died on the walls while their commander fled, probably had a pretty strong opinion about it. Number 3. The Betrayal of Atahualpa. It's 1532 and Francisco Pizarro has arrived in the Inca Empire with 168 Spanish soldiers. He's staring at a civilization of over 10 million people ruled by the...
Bro, the only fucking way that the Spaniards were able to conquer these people was because of disease and guns. If they didn't have disease, I feel like they could have I feel like the Aztecs, I think that's what they are. The Aztecs could have handled the guns, bro. They could have handled the guns, but they couldn't handle the smallpox. That shit was crazy when I first learned that in school. I was like, bro, damn. They didn't even really go to head with these niggas. They killed these niggas with disease. That's biological warfare. That's crazy.
Sapa Inca Atahualpa, who commands an army of 80,000 warriors. By any reasonable assessment, Pizarro should be dead within a week. But Pizarro has no intention of fighting fair.
He sends messengers to Atahualpa, inviting him to a meeting in the town of Cajamarca. Pizarro tells Atahualpa that he comes in peace, that he's an ambassador of a great king from across the sea, and that he wishes only to talk. Atahualpa, who has just won a devastating civil war against his own brother and is feeling confident, agrees to meet. On November 16th, 1532,
Atahualpa arrives in the main square of Cajamarca with an entourage of around
And what they do, hang this nigga or some shit, bro? Oh my god, he's so stupid. Nigga walked into his death. Oh my god, bro.
6,000 unarmed attendants.
Unarmed? Nobody had not a single knife? Are you stupid? Oh my god. Oh no. But how you gonna meet with some niggas you don't know and bring no strap? What the fuck? You crazy as hell, bro.
This is a diplomatic meeting. Nobody brings.
I don't give a damn how diplomatic the meeting is, buddy. We are walking in there. If this is like what, 1532. We all walking in there with guns, knives, grenades. I don't give a damn, nigga. What? I don't know you, boy. We can talk and chat, but my sword gonna be right on my hip. No cap.
Weapons to a peace talk.
I would definitely bring guns and weapons to a peace talk. I don't give a damn, nigga. What? That's crazy. What? Why are we just walking around unarmed? Like, what? These are soldiers, nigga, not just regular ass people. What the fuck?
The Inca are dressed in ceremonial finery, gold jewelry, feathered headdresses, colorful textiles. Pizarro's men are hidden in the buildings surrounding the square, with horses, cannons, and steel weapons. A Dominican friar named Vicente de Valverde approaches Atahualpa and hands him a Bible. Through an interpreter, he tells the Inca ruler that he must accept Christianity and submit to the King of Spain. Atahualpa, who has never seen a book before, holds the Bible to his ear, listens, hears nothing, and throws it on the ground.
Well, run that by me one more time. Run that by me one more time. What?
Atahualpa, who has never seen a book before, holds the Bible to his ear, listens, hears nothing, and throws it on the ground.
And you know what, bro? I would have did the same shit, bro. These niggas handed me a book. I'm what, Incan? I think these are Incans. Are they Incans or Aztecs? I don't know. They're handing me a book. We don't use books here. I put this in my ear. I throw it on the ground. Fuck you. Cause like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, what are you talking about? Talking about submit to another king on my land. But I would have started killing the shit out these niggas. If I was a king, I would have started killing the fuck out them boys. I would have killed them, put their heads on pikes, and then rode off into the sunset back to my castle or back to my palace, bro. Oh my god, bro. Y'all, and these niggas better than me, man. No care. What? Going into a peace talk with no blades, no swords. Hell no. These niggas not ready for war, boy. Oh god.
Valverde runs back to Pizarro, screaming that the savage has desecrated the Holy Scripture. Pizarro gives the signal. Cannons fire into the packed crowd. Cavalry charges out from the buildings. Spanish soldiers with steel swords begin hacking through unarmed Inca attendants who have nowhere to run. The square becomes a slaughterhouse. In about 2 hours, approximately 2,000 Inca are killed.
Damn.
Not a single Spaniard dies.
Damn.
Atahualpa is pulled from his litter and captured, but the betrayal doesn't end there. Atahualpa, now a prisoner, offers Pizarro an incredible ransom. Enough gold to fill a room 22 feet long, 17 feet wide, and 8 feet high, plus twice that amount in silver. Pizarro agrees. Over the next several months, Inca workers strip temples and palaces across the empire, melting down centuries of irreplaceable artwork into bars of gold and silver and delivering it to the Spanish.
Damn.
Atahualpa fills...
And guess what they did to that nigga? They killed that nigga right after. Like, you gotta understand, but these niggas not ready, bro. They was not moving savage enough, bro. You notice how the Dominican friar called them savages? They wasn't moving savage enough. You supposed to bring weapons to shit like this, bro. Damn.
The room. He fulfills his end of the bargain completely. The ransom is estimated at around $50 million in today's money, the
Damn.
largest ransom ever paid in history. Pizarro takes the gold and executes Atahualpa anyway. He has him strangled in the main square of Cajamarca on August 29, 1533. The excuse was that Atahualpa had been charged with treason against the Spanish crown, treason against a country he'd never heard of, committed on land his ancestors had ruled for centuries. The Inca Empire collapsed within a few years. The gold was shipped to Spain. And Pizarro? He was assassinated by supporters of a rival conquistador in 1541. They broke into his palace in Lima and stabbed him to death. As he lay dying, Pizarro reportedly drew a cross in his own blood on the floor and kissed it. There's a lesson in there about karma. Number 4.
What your ass get, lame ass nigga?
The Siege of Masada and the Roman Promise. It's 73 AD, and nearly 1,000 Jewish rebels, men, women, and children, are holed up on top of Masada.
I don't really think we could consider children to be rebels. They're kids. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Masada, a natural fortress perched on a plateau in the Judean desert. The Roman 10th Legion has been besieging them for months, slowly building an enormous ramp of earth and stone up the side of the cliff. 3 years earlier, the Romans had destroyed the temple in Jerusalem and crushed the great Jewish revolt. These rebels on Masada were the last holdouts, the final remnants of resistance against Roman occupation. Their leader was Eleazar ben Yair, a man who would rather die than surrender. Now, the betrayal here isn't the dramatic kind, with daggers and declarations. It's subtler. Throughout the siege, Roman commanders repeatedly sent messengers to the top of Masada offering terms. Surrender, and your lives will be spared. Lay down your weapons, and you'll be treated fairly. Rome is merciful. The rebels at Masada knew exactly what Roman mercy looked like. They'd seen Jerusalem. They'd watched the Romans crucify hundreds of Jewish prisoners along the roads, enslave tens of thousands, and burn their holiest site to the ground. Roman mercy was subjugation, slavery, and the destruction of everything you held sacred. When the Romans finally completed their ramp and prepared for the final assault, Eleazar gathered the defenders and gave a speech. According to Josephus, a controversial source, since he himself had been a Jewish rebel who surrendered to Rome and became a Roman historian, Eleazar argued that death by their own hands was preferable to what Rome would do to them.
That nigga killed himself? Oh my fucking god. Oh shit. Hey, this shit got hardcore as fuck. And my first question is, what about the kids? Did y'all kill the kids too? Oh no.
That night, the defenders made their choice. Each man killed his own family. Then the men drew lots and killed each other until only one remained. That final man set the food stores on fire, so the Romans would know they hadn't died from starvation, but from choice, and then took his own life.
Damn.
When the Romans breached the walls the next morning, they found 960 bodies and silence. Only 2 women and 5 children had survived by hiding in a water cistern. The Roman promise of mercy was the betrayal. Not because the Romans explicitly lied. Maybe they would have spared the rebels' lives. But the system that promise existed within had already shown what it really meant. We'll spare your life, coming from the people who just burned your temple and enslaved your nation, sounds a lot different than it reads on paper. Number 5. The Night of
So what happened to the rest of those, to the women and those kids? What happened to them? What the fuck?
the Long Knives. It's June 30th, 1934, and Ernst Röhm, the leader of the SA, the Sturmabteilung, the Nazi paramilitary force, goes to sleep in a hotel in Bad Wiessee, Germany. He has no idea that his best friend has just signed his death warrant. Röhm and Adolf Hitler go way back. Röhm was one of the earliest and most loyal members of the Nazi Party. He built the SA from a handful of street thugs into a paramilitary force of over 3 million men. The organization that beat up political opponents, intimidated voters, and muscled Hitler into power. Without Röhm and the SA, there would have been no Third Reich. Hitler called Röhm one of the only people he addressed with the informal du, the German equivalent of being on a first-name basis. They were genuinely close. But by 1934, The SA had become a problem.
You know this nigga. Do you know this nigga for the snake the fuck out this dude? Oh my god, he about to snake the shit out this man. Okay.
Rome wanted to merge the SA with the German army, which would have made him one of the most powerful military figures in Europe. The actual German military, the Reichswehr, was horrified by this idea. They saw the SA as an undisciplined mob and Röhm as a thug with delusions of grandeur. They told Hitler it was either them or Röhm. Hitler chose the army. In the early morning hours of June 30th, SS troops burst into Röhm's hotel room and arrested him.
Damn!
Röhm was confused. He kept asking to speak to Hitler, convinced there had been some mistake. There was no mistake. Over the next 3 days, the SS executed at least 85 people, though some estimates put the number much higher. SA leaders were pulled from their beds and shot. Former political allies who knew too much were killed.
Damn.
Even people who had nothing to do with the SA but had simply annoyed Hitler at some point were added to the list. It was a purge disguised as a necessary action against a supposed coup. Röhm himself was given a pistol and told to do the honorable thing. He refused. "If Adolf wants me dead, let him do the dirty work himself," he reportedly said. 2 SS officers entered his cell and shot him.
Damn.
His last words, according to witnesses, were, "Mein Führer, mein Führer." The man who had built the machine that put Hitler in power, who had considered Hitler his closest friend, died confused and calling out for someone who had already moved on.
Damn.
Hitler went on
That's
national
up.
radio the next day and
I
justified...
mean, what do you expect out of a nigga like this, man? Like, he literally is a fucking monster. I don't know what the fuck to, like, what you expect out of a nigga like this. Like, I don't know. Did you expect loyalty? Did you expect peace and kumbaya shit, nigga? No, bro.
the killings as necessary to prevent treason. The German public mostly accepted it. The army, having gotten what they wanted, swore a personal oath of loyalty to Hitler. Röhm had helped create a monster. He just didn't realize the monster would eventually turn on him. They never do. There you have it.
Man. They never do. With that being said, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure I get to 1,000 subscribers. This has been a little history lesson for y'all, man. Always gotta educate the crowd. And with that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We out.